Hi guys, Chad from Chad's Off-Road Setups here, doing some testing with the new Suzuki RMX 450. The RMX 450 to me is a very interesting bike in that it's a bike that Suzuki have built to target the enduro trail market, but it's copped a fair bit of flack in the press over being a little bit too aggressive in a couple of areas. So what we're out here doing is working out how to make the bike a lot more user-friendly for, you know, the average trail guy come, you know, clubman enduro racer. We're trying a few new settings, make the suspension a lot more user-friendly, less of a handful in the bush for the average guy. We're actually going to have a bit of a play with the forks as far as the internal compression assemblies, try to get the overall stroke a lot more compliant. We've already been doing a fair bit of work with the actual internals, and we've got the fork doing what it should do a lot better on the higher speed stuff. But what we're working on is just getting the bike to actually settle into corners a lot better and actually be a lot better with the obstacles like the tree roots and the rocks and stuff. And then what we've done is we've actually made the back hold itself up a lot better. So it's actually sitting a lot more level, and it actually lets the bike steer into corners and around flat corners a lot better. The bike already does turn really well once you actually do have it into a rut, but we're finding that a lot of people are complaining about the bike not riding on flatter corners and stuff being a bit vague. A few riders that we've been talking to and working with have commented that the back of the bike does feel rather low, which does rake the front of the bike out. It's a combination of a shock that's a little bit too soft, but a fork that's also very firm. The bike's geometry is pretty good once you actually get the balance of the bike a lot better, and that's what we're mainly working towards. It is an interesting bike in a lot of ways, and what we're trying to do is work with a variance of riders, trying to find a setting that's universally appealing to all variety of riders.
Today with the RMX 450, what we achieved was we pretty much made the forks stick to the ground a hell of a lot better, making it a lot more supple and a lot more controlled coming into a lot of the bumpier, rougher corners. So the bike was able to settle into the ruts a lot better, and it made it better for the rider to get through the more tighter technical stuff, a lot less effort. What we did was we went to a lighter internal setting in the fork again. Our first setting, we had the fork a lot more compliant and a lot smoother through the stroke. But what we found was overall the fork stroke was a little bit too firm. So what we've done is back the valving off a little bit just to accommodate that and make it a lot better and a lot more accommodating to the smaller, you know, your tree roots, rocks, you know, and smaller braking bumps.
Pretty much every year and every new model that does come out, we are out here testing and trying to develop the bike to get the most out of the standard bike. And obviously days like this that we're, you know, throwing a lot of different situations at the bike and coming up with the best scenario as far as getting the bike working. It's also interesting to obviously let different riders ride the bike and give their feedback on what we've done and the improvements that they feel we've made. It's always a work in progress with a new model to bring out its true potential.